This is 27 tips for taking your kids on a Disney cruise. Tip number 1, make sure you have food in the terminal. It takes a long time. It's Disney, so there's a lot of lines to wait in, so just be ready for lines to wait in. There's a lot of walking too, so make sure you have your walking shoes when you get on the boat. A lot of pointing and a lot of clapping as names are announced. There's a lot of names that are announced, so just be ready for a lot of names to be heard. Next tip, there's a lot of windows on the boat. Be ready to put kids in windows. They love to look at them. Also, make sure you pack a bathing suit. There's a lot of time to run around before you get in your room, usually around 2 o'clock, so there's a lot of soggy clothes walking if you forget that, like we did. Also, make sure they're in their dancing shoes, super important. Be ready to go down slides if you're an adult. A lot of slides for adults and kids too. Fun to pack an animal. Make sure you pack your kids' animals. Next tip, there are lots of shows, lots of dancing, lots of running in hallways, so be ready again with that running and hallway attire. Looking on the deck as you sail away, always a good idea, a great place to dance for kids. They love to dance. They love to point at boats, lots of boats to point at for kids, another tip. Lots of dancing and rolling around in the hallways, super fun for parents. Also shuffleboard, a great tip. It's right outside the dining places, so you can play shuffleboard. Go to the pools at night. A lot of pools open at night when people are at dinner, so great time to go to kids. They're always empty. You can go to bars. There's a lot of bars on the boat. Sometimes there's lightning at bars. There's dancing in the lobby when people are not there. There's beignets. There's a lot of fruit too in the mornings. Kids love fruit in the mornings. There's also, again, more slides. Lots of activities in the play areas for kids in the morning, so make sure you go check those out, and make sure you bring your beach toys. Howlo, an amazing place. A lot of birds on the deck. Lots of birds on the deck. Lots of dancing in the room. Also, it's not pictured here because we couldn't fit it. Don't bring a Bob stroller. It's way too big to fit at the door. Lots of pointing if you're a kid. A lot of ways to point. The kids love the Hero Zone. Great place to play and wave to boats and run around on the deck. Also, you can bring wine to dinner. If you're a mom, you're going to want to bring wine to dinner. Maybe if you're a dad too, you can bring beer. Lots of dancing and running in the hallways. Lots of bubbles if you go to the Star Wars restaurant. They love the bubbles, the kids. They also love the beach. Lots of waving on the beach, kayaks on the beach. Make sure you reserve it in advance, but you don't have to. You can look underwater if you have a camera. It's fun. And you can hug Goofy. And you can also take pictures of people. Bike rental, also a super easy thing on Castaway Cay. There's a really fun runway that Pablo Escobar landed his planes on. But you don't have to tell your kids that. You can just ride a bike with them. It's pretty cheap. I think the rental is like $20. Just make sure your kids aren't falling asleep on it because it's not as fun. Kids love to fall asleep though. Tip number 36, great to dance on the balcony. Kids love to dance. And then make sure you pack your pirate attire because there's a pirate night. Again, dancing is a great way to get out energy and get out sugar. There's also crafts at least once a day in the bayou, so make sure you check there for kids' activities. Also, if you want to give your kid a camera, it's fun to walk around. They can kind of dance around with the camera. Again, shuffleboard, great activity. Tip number 88, there's a lot of stuff in the room for kids to do. They can play with the curtains, they can play with the lock. It's a great way to keep them entertained in the room when you're out of stuff to do on the boat. Sometimes you can take a slide, and there's a dance party for kids, which is great. The veranda was great, so you can have them scrub it. There's also a love show, of course, for kids. They love it. You also can recommend and ask for chicken sandwiches. My son loves them, and so he got one every night, and they brought him one. All of the restaurants share a kitchen, so you can get the same food if they like it in one place or the other. Again, at the end of Elsa and Anna's show, there's a dance party. All the kids get on stage, and they have fun, so make sure your kids are wearing running shoes. 2 other things not mentioned or shown in this video are the photo packages, because apparently you have to buy them on board, so don't leave the boat and expect to see the pictures they took later. You can't, you have to see them on board. Similarly, for your bill, you can only see what was purchased to your account in your room on board, so don't expect to review those charges after. Do it on board before you disembark. I hope you found this video helpful and you enjoy your time on the Disney cruise. Like and comment below. Thanks.
Go James! Go James! Go James!
Here, Daddy.
Hear the monsters in there?
What?